Hey there, it's Dusty Thunder with another Reddit story for you. This one is titled Divorce is on the Table Because Husband and I Can't Agree on a Baby's Name, with an update. Hello Reddit, this might look funny, but it's an actual problem between me, 23 female, and my husband, 24 male. We've been dating for a year and have been married for 2 years. I got pregnant like 7 months ago, so recently we started discussing the name for the baby. Okay, they've been married for 2 years, got it. Ever since we found out it's going to be a girl, my husband wants to name it like his ex's name. It's not any ex, but the one he dated for a long period of time and loved the most. Okay, buddy. Why? Why would you do that? Like, oh no, Skib. Like we have another brozo on our hands. In the beginning of our relationship, we had many problems because of her, but she moved away, so the problems went away. He really loved her, and he never hid that from me, but I thought it was over once she moved away. Now he made it clear that he wants the baby to have the name to have that name, and I can name the second child. When I asked him why he wanted that name so badly, he said just because he and his ex didn't work out doesn't mean he doesn't want something to keep reminding him of her. Your kid? You want your kid to be like the what? Your kid can't be a souvenir for a previous relationship, man. That's creepy. I don't use the term creepy often. That's creepy. No. He doesn't understand how much it's affecting me and keeps saying it's just the hormones. Is he still in love with the ex, or is it normal that he wants to name our kid like that? Thank you. Top comments. Comment. Tell him that you want to name your second child after one of your previous F buddies because the sex was so good and you just want to be reminded of it even though things didn't work out. Sarcasm. Like, seriously, what the is he thinking? I don't know your husband's feelings toward his ex, but this is not normal. Relevant comments here. Comment, wow, he just told you you are second best. He blatantly is saying he settled with you. No way. Voodoo, NDA, divorce the brozo. Limerence? Possibly. Limerence, yeah, but he to openly be able to tell your partner that you settled for them and that this other person will always be number one takes a healthy dose of indifference. He has to give zero shits about her to be willing to say this to her. I think this is validation seeking, right? This is like, I'm not crazy, right? This is not okay. This just gives me the ick. Oof. Here's the update. January 18th, 15 days later. I'm sorry for the late update, but the last few weeks have been hell for me. I'm going to write a quick update here, mostly to thank all the people for opening my eyes about everything. I also apologize for my English mistakes because I'm from Italy and it's not my native language. I followed through most of the advice in the comments, from calling our friends, asking for help, asking his mom, talking to him, and calling the ex. This post blew up in 2 days, and then I decided to show him the comments where everyone said that we should not name our child after an ex. He said I'm listening to random social media strangers instead of my husband, and called me so many bad names, refused to talk about it, and still wants to name our child like his ex. Next thing I do is call his mom and mutual friends. His mom called me immature and said it's just a name and I should only care about delivering the child healthy and not argue with him over something stupid. Well, at least you know where he gets it. Our friend said they don't want to get in between us and suggested therapy as well. I was really desperate, so I did something I never would. I called the ex. She didn't sound surprised by it at all and said she kind of knew he was going to name the child after her, but she explained it fully because he couldn't look me in the eyes and say all that. Two of them had an agreement while they were still in love to name their children after each other if they don't work out. She left him and obviously grew out of it and said she would never name her child after him because it's absurd, and she wasn't surprised that he still wants to do it. When I asked her why does she say that, well, here comes the shock. My husband tried getting in contact her via Facebook several times, asking her to meet up, etc., and she kept refusing because he's a married man. Here you can see that she is not a bad person. And by the way, for anyone who asked, her name is Aurora, and I wouldn't mind just naming my child Aurora because it's a beautiful name. And she isn't a bad person because I don't want to raise someone who will remind my husband of his ex. I thanked her for telling me the truth and asked her to inform me if he tries to contact her again. I confronted my husband about it and told him I knew the truth. Being an asshole as he is, he admitted and said there's nothing wrong with it. The baby is mine, she will look like me, and at least and he gets to name her as her like he promised. I told him it's nonsense, and even Aurora said it's stupid, but he sticked to his decision. We still didn't talk much, and he spent days and nights out with his single friends. Pretty soon, I get a call from Aurora, and she tells me he called her from his friend's phone and told her he is single now and asked to meet up and that he would fly up just to see her. After all those years with no contact with her, marriage with me, future daughter, she's still in his mind and he wants to meet her. I'm completely broken. Divorce is the only thing on my mind, but it will be so stressful with pregnancy and everything else. I guess I wanted to be blind with him. But thanks to this app, at least I won't spend my life with someone who doesn't even love me. Edit. Also, Reddit, feel free to drop names in the comments. I don't want to name my child Aurora because it would forever remind me of this incident, and I can't think about names, so help me out. Relevant comments. Comment, sorry. Sounds like you're still in the shit. He said there's nothing wrong in it. Baby is mine. She will look like me, and at least he gets to name it as her like he promised he would. He called her from his friend's phone and told her he is single now and asked to meet up and that he would just fly up to see her. I'm sorry, but it sounds like the person you married wishes he married someone else. It's really f***ed up. But I don't think he loves you. He may never have loved you. He may have just settled for you. But there are 3 wonderful things ahead of you. You can be grateful that Aurora has been honest with you. That is really helpful to you. You can be grateful you learned the truth about your ex now and not in 3 or 5 or 15 years. You can be grateful that you are now able to take back your life and work on creating a happy life in the future. P.S. His mom sounds just as up as he is. Comment, well, at least now you know he's a piece of shit who tries to cheat while his wife is giving birth to his child. You deserve better. They are not getting divorced over a baby name. They're getting divorced because he's still in love with his ex, even though he's married to and having a child with you, OP. This guy gets this. He gets Brozo. And he gets this for being just a huge piece of shit. OP and TA. It's, yeah, feel terrible for her. Terrible for her. And okay. Aurora has always been a name that, like, I threw it out as an option whenever we were shortlisting names for Navy.